Today is June 11th, 2023. There is a candy bar called Payday. The world is telling me that the right thing to do is pay myself. I heard that when people start a new business, they don't pay themselves. Justly so, because when a company is in a startup mode, you really can't expect to extract money out of the company and still make massive growth. So day trading startup seems to be the same way. What I've noticed recently, people talk about journaling and things like that. And what I've noticed about the financial journaling part of it is that I would accumulate and I would lose it all. I would accumulate and lose it all. The reality is I would accumulate quite a bit and then lose it all. And so I know that I have the ability to accumulate a substantial amount of money from the market. So what I decided to do at this stage is to essentially, if I'm going to lose it all, then I want to lose all a very small amount. How do I guarantee that? I can guarantee that by two things. One, while I'm trading, I can exit if I can identify that the trade is a losing trade, and then work on the later on. Just work on the ability of me to hold on to a stock longer if it is a winner. So what I decided to do is pay myself in two ways. Now, the FTMO challenge, FTMO account is a very good way of paying myself. The skills that I've developed will eventually allow me to be a funded trader, which means that the outlay that I have essentially is zero, because the money that I pay for the challenge, as soon as I pass, I get that money back anyway. So I look forward to having that revenue stream come into my life. The other interesting thing that I've noticed about my personal account with TD Ameritrade is that I would fluctuate and then I would decline. I would fluctuate and decline. So what I decided to do at this stage now, while I am in development, I suppose I could just live in the world of paper trading and back test everything and get things all prepared and zip it up and go to the market. However, this is office evolution. It says the risk takers, the dreamers, and the doers. Okay. At Westside Drive-In, there's a called Daddy-O. It's represented by two letters, D-O, do. So it seems to be, and I went to church today, I received the body of Christ. So, so what I need to do is to pay myself on my personal account as well as the FTMO. Soon as I acquire that account, it's automatic. I get paid. And then after I get paid, then I can escalate it, which is just fascinating now. There's a movie that I would like to, which is fascinating, on the next YouTube video. And so what I would do right now on my personal account, I've set it at $500 at this point. A few days ago, I took out $101 from the market. And after I took it out, then I brought it back above $500. And so it seems to be a viable solution, which means that if I were to make a substantial amount within the next 2 weeks, even if my account drops to zero, I'm able to replenish it based on the fact that I was able to extract more money out of the market than what I had. It means that it is a protection against unforeseen circumstances to pay myself so that I could save up and take that and bring it into the market so that then that market I can restart after a couple of weeks because the market has a tendency to essentially, for the lack of better words, is that uh, I have a tendency to overread the market in certain situations, and my subconscious is a multiplier, like uh, Grant Cardone's 10x thing. What happens is that my subconscious is so bored, and that the market moves against me because my thesis is not in a line. And when those things are multiplied together 10x, it causes the account to essentially just obliterate. I lost several challenges purely on the fact the subconscious was in the driver's seat and the account would just decimate. Just last week I had this 50K account and I was making strides, and what I would do is I would just get in, I would sit down at my desk, and my logical side is still asleep, and I'm allowing my subconscious to make the trades. And when I allow my subconscious to make the the trades that I make is thoughtless, and in such a heavy amount of stocks is that a small move will cause the account to just decimate. And yet I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the account, and I'm looking at the situation to see what the it's like the brain has been detached and the brain is floating around, and I'm just watching the situation unfold. It's like being in a nightmare in sleep. I'm sleeping, and it's I think this is probably a common occurrence in dream world where I'll be asleep, just completely asleep, and I'm dreaming. And then I have this frightening dream about this ghost chasing me, right? And I'm running as fast as I can, but the floor is like a treadmill, and like it's like speeding as fast as I can run, and the ghost is reaching out to touch my back, and that is a situation of the subconscious that has taken control of the trading situation in the morning, live in the body, and taking everything that I made and just obliterating it, all the hard work. And in order to protect that, I have to pay myself. I pay myself such that even if that, just as a insurance to allow certain things like that to occur, there will be less pressure on myself to to really lose sleep over that type of situation. So I'm going to be paying myself now. And as I pay myself, I'm I'm escalating as I prove to myself that the subconscious taming of the shrew, there's a book called Taming of the Shrew. It's taming of the subconscious. It is essentially. The subconscious can be extremely bored and it'll do whatever it wants to do. It doesn't matter the situation. And so what I decided to do at this point forward is to pay myself. Paying myself right now, little by little, as I gain experience, the net positive will be a multiplicative factor. When I first came to America, I was 10 years old and I had to repeat third grade. In Asia, math is a faster course. The difficulty level is more so than in America. And so the mathematical teacher in elementary school had this 100 multiplicative question. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't third grade. Maybe it was fourth or some other grade. So I was the fastest for quite a while. And then I got bored and somebody else beat me. But I was the leader of calculating those things and writing it down faster than any other kid. And any other kid was 1 year younger than I was. So now what I need to do now, how does that story fit in with with paying myself? I'm going to pay myself now, and paying myself is an insurance. I haven't paid myself in the past 2 years. Now I can pay myself. I can pay myself because I saw what I could do. The data shows, and the money that I spent in Al Buck's trading course, which is fantastic. I'll tell you what, it's he's going to make me money. I can already see it. Initially, when I looked at it, it's like, oh, what is this guy saying? I don't understand anything. And these videos are like an hour long and 30 minutes long, and I'm sitting through there, and my mind is going like, what the heck is going on? But after I reviewed it, I watched it again, and then after a while, it started to like one piece of information starts to trickle in. Then two pieces of information trickle in. And then when I watch the same video, I began to understand what he's talking about. So it takes time. I told a Catholic deacon of mine that I wish to send good news through email, but it's taking a long time. It's God's time. So it's time to pay myself. It's pay time. It's payday. So what I suspect will happen is that I will start paying myself, and then I will accumulate. And from that accumulation, I will take that to make purchases to my business. What's lacking right now, this phone is almost like 6 months old, so I need to replace that. I did get brand new shoes from the dishwashing job, not from a day trading job. I have a notebook computer that's approximately about 7 years old. I bought the state of the art, a whiz bang computer, and this is starting to maybe become a outdated. Some of the one of the USB drive one of the USB plugins were like damaged when I was in the homeless shelter, and my backpack fell down right on that USB plugin, causing the circuit board inside to be damaged. But it's still functioning somehow, and the display has some issues, so I need to replace that. So I'm making small progressive movements and making these purchases. As I make these purchases, my business will start to thrive. So now it's payday. There's a candy bar called Payday. Um, of course, I'm an old man. I need to watch my sugar intake. Um, that's the way it is, but that's payday.